was diagnosed 4 years ago when I was 32 years old. And I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. It is not in my family. So it definitely came as quite a bit of a shock. So I went through chemotherapy. I had a lumpectomy and then radiation, as well as a full years of targeted with Herceptin, because the type of breast cancer I had was HER2. The first round of chemo, they tell you, day 15, 16, you're going to lose your hair. I was really scared, and like clockwork, on day 15, I went to brush my teeth and my hair just started falling out, and so I made a decision that day to just shave it. I ended up having my mom help me shave it, and it was really hard, but it was definitely one of the most empowering experiences I've had. I think at the beginning, when I was still doing treatment, I did end up taking a few months off work. And I think the biggest thing I learned through that is I really rushed back to work because I loved my job and I really wanted to make a difference. But I think for any other survivors out there, you should really take your time and properly let your body heal. I think the biggest thing that I learned was how strong my own inner strength was. I had no idea she was there. A lot of your hardest moments come from like 3 a.m. when you're feeling really sick from chemo, when you're like literally on the bathroom ground, like crying and just like trying to make it through and praying that you will make it through the night. And those are moments that are really hard to articulate to somebody who hasn't been through it. Over the last year in particular, I had to really take inventory of my life and just make peace with that. I'm not gonna ever be that same workaholic. My body is not built for it anymore. I need to prioritize my physical and mental health. I actually ended up sharing my journey via my blog and on Instagram, and it brought me all of these incredible women around the same age who was going through the same thing. And there was so much power in that unity, because it's already a lonely road and it will continue to be a lonely road, but it doesn't have to be, at least to that extent, if you can find a community. I really learned to experiment with bold lipsticks, right? Figuring out what colors work for you, right? And, there was lots of different types of reds and oranges that, depending on your skin tone, certain cool or warm will look good for you. Going through this hair journey, it was like finding and regaining little pieces of my confidence back. And it was such a powerful thing. And like seeing myself for the first time with hair extensions of shoulder length hair, like I'll never forget, I was sobbing, I was crying. And one of the hardest things about being a female with breast cancer is the vanity, right? It's like feeling ugly, losing your hair, not knowing how to do makeup, and not having eyebrows, right? Yeah. And so those are the types of things that the resources this group gives you, right? And so I was connected with them. They set me up with an amazing hairstylist, and she really knew how to talk to me. She knew how to be empathetic. She knew how to be compassionate. I'm always going to remember that 5 Under 40 gave me that opportunity to find myself and to see myself again. The reason why they came into my life and the way that they showed up in the time where I felt most vulnerable, when I felt most ugly, when I felt like I needed the most support, it's a gift that I will never forget for the rest of my life.